it is Monday already, a start to the new week, and I have been busy this morning. I took my husband to work at 7 o'clock. I did not come back and go back to bed. I'm trying to get myself to where I'm back into waking up at 7 and staying up, because I do much better if I don't stay in bed until 8. I've been staying until 8, but that extra hour really gives me a lot more time, so I need to get back into that habit. So this morning I did that, and then I fed Oreo, of course, and I did my 2-mile walk, and then I came back and I needed to wash my hair. And oh y'all, this hair, I think I am over the long hair. I mean, this is not long to most people, but for me it is long. And I was going to try to have longer hair just one more time in my life before it just looks ridiculous. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking and deciding, and I don't know, it's just kind of a pain. And we bleached last time, and it kind of broke off a lot of my hair up in this area. So I am really, really white up in this area. And I don't want to go back to what we were doing before, where it was kind of dark with highlights in it. I want it to stay more kind of the caramel color, not really blonde, not brown, just more natural for what my hair color would be if it was not white. I think if I completely let my hair go, it would be white. My dad had white hair, it was beautiful. And my mother's, before she passed, hers was beautiful white color too. It wasn't a dirty gray, it was really a pretty white. So someday I will embrace the white and move on. But until then, we're still gonna mess with this hair. So I texted my hairstylist and told her, I don't think I want to bleach again anymore. We had stopped bleaching during the COVID era when I was losing a lot of hair, and I blamed COVID for that. I don't know if it's really true, but I did lose a lot of my hair. So we didn't bleach, and she just did a 2-color process on my hair where it sort of looked like highlights, and it worked very well. So I think we probably need to go back to that. And I would really like to take off probably 2 inches. I want it to come back probably to my jaw length again. It's just a little bit easier to deal with, and yeah. I will probably miss the longer hair because it's easy just to put up in a ponytail and go walk, or put in a ponytail and clean house, or put in a ponytail and go play tennis and pickleball, and work in the yard and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, I just, I want changes about every 2 or 3 months. I get tired of one thing or another. So this morning I thought I would walk around and show you what I did for autumn. I don't really decorate Halloween style. I prefer more of an autumn look. I've never been much of the Halloween gal with the skeletons and the ghosts and the witches and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean I don't like it. I think it's, it can be cute, but I just prefer scarecrows and pumpkins and autumn leaves and things like that. So I'm gonna walk you around and let you see how I decorated my house this year for autumn. At the doorway, I've had this little character for many, many, many years, just a little scarecrow, hang on the door situation, and I'm not gonna get rid of it. I still think he's kind of cute. So that is at the front door entry. I don't do anything in my hallways or the other rooms. Now for Christmas I do, but for autumn I just pretty well keep it in the living room and the kitchen area. So nothing down the hallway. I still have some butterfly pillows in the hall. I'm not gonna put those up yet because we do get monarchs up through October, and nothing in my bedroom, so I won't go back that direction. So just in the living room, let's see what I did. So over here on top of the secretary, I just put these cute little wooden figures with a fabric pumpkin, and I think they look just fine the way they are. this one came from an estate sale, and this one I've just had for years and years, and I've just not done anything with it. I just wanted to keep it because I think it's a pretty cute little scene. And then up on top of my TV area, I decided not to take down what I had up there. I had removed the magnolia basket and changed it around a little bit and just kept my blue theme going on, because I really think the chinoiserie vases, the blues, look really good with orange. So I just added some a little pumpkin spray up there, and my little scarecrow sitting up. And then nothing in the middle. And then on the other side, the same thing. And it's a different scarecrow, but the same spray. Started giving me some Disney plates from Disneyland plates, very old and collectible. So I changed these plates out, probably every quarter. And for Halloween, I thought I would put up the Haunted Mansion. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare. And the Pirates of the Caribbean. And then the Electrical Parade from long, long ago. But hey, they're bringing it back. It's different, but they're doing the light parade again. I'm so happy. I hope we get to see it in February. That will be so cool. So I thought I would do that for the autumn season. And then up here where my head vases are, I didn't want to do anything too crazy, so I just put a painting back here of pumpkins that's not that upsetting for that area. And then I made this for the doorknob probably 20 years ago. And I made one for each one of my family members. And I just keep getting it out every year. And then this pillow, I believe came from Kirkland's, if I'm not thinking incorrectly. Pretty sure it did, and I just love it. And then I've had this light up pumpkin for years and years. I mean, I had it way back when we lived in our other town, and that's now been 24 years ago. And then these little pumpkins to go along with it, and the welcome pumpkin sign. But I left out my Fenton glassware back there in the back, because again, I think blues and oranges look really pretty for autumn. And then on top of my mantle, I had some lights that I forgot I had gotten last year just at the dollar store. And they are the purple, the green, and the orange, which would be... So the lights are the Hocus Pocus colors, the orange, green, and purple color. And then I just have some ceramic pumpkins on each side. And I've talked about my little ceramic piece here. I got this the year before I married. My dad and I were walking in a craft type show, and they had this, and I just went crazy about it. And yeah, it has special memories because my daddy was right there with me when I bought it. And then a wreath that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby several years ago. So that just kind of takes care of the mantle area. And then here where Suzanne sits when she comes home, I just have a candle with a little, it's not ceramics, that resin stuff, little scarecrow with the pumpkin that opens and closes. You can shut it. And there's the jack-o'-lantern, or you can open it, and it has some spooky skulls and stuff like that in it. And then a ceramic blessed pumpkin. And then over here where I keep my ivy plant, I just have, again, a ceramic pumpkin. This is the kind that you can put a tea light in the back. I usually don't do that, but you can. And then just a wooden pumpkin stand-up figure there. And then this is the pumpkin that I made several years ago now. I don't remember how long ago, but anyway, I have a video about how to make this. So if you're interested in crafting a pumpkin, this was great fun. And it should be pretty easy to find. If I find it, I will link that video at the end screen. And then over here on this table, I just have a metal pumpkin with a candle glass holder, a glass candle holder, I didn't say that right, and just some picks from Hobby Lobby to kind of make it look autumn season. And my Fitz and Floyd plate, I think really goes good for the autumn season too. See that red, orange, and blue to me just looks so pretty together. I really like that. And then I have a pumpkin little tiny pillow with my Germany rabbit and bear that I got from Epcot several years ago. And then another pumpkin pillow that came from Kirkland's. And this pillow matches the center table, dining table, the center table runner that I have going down my table, and it matches. And I love this because these are actual beads, and it's embroidered. It is so pretty. I really like this. And then I just took one of the candles from my center decoration that I had where the birdhouse was, and I put ceramic pumpkins around that. I had ordered these placemats last year, and they work really well with what I decided to do on the table centerpiece. So this was a pumpkin that was given to me when I was teaching, one of my favorite students, and just some picks and things to put around it. And I left my candlesticks, all of them, out because I've really been enjoying those glass candlesticks, and then some little wooden items that I had picked up at one point, and S for my last name, Strother. So that's my dining table. And I just left my peace lily over here. It's really happy right here. I had it over there on the island. Oh no, it was not happy. But it is perfectly happy and doing well. It's kind of stopped blooming. There's still, I think there's one bloom somewhere right there. And even it's kind of had its day. But I read that at some point it's probably going to stop blooming, but I'll do a little bit more research. If anybody knows about peace lilies, you might give me some hints about how to take care of it. And then here's the other end of the runner. So that is my dining table area for the autumn season. And then on the island, I have had this thing forever too, and I just keep putting it out. This was a crystal vase that I got when my niece married. My sister put these crystal vases on all of the tables where she had her meal. And so we all got to take a vase, so that has special memories for me. And then I just left my candles here with two of the glass candlesticks that I've gotten at an Aunt Anne estate sale. And then this is just a pumpkin from the dollar store. It's filled with, my husband brought me home some candies. He's always bringing me candy, and I don't need it, but that's just him. That's what he does. And we need to eat this Hickory Farms cheese, so I'm leaving the beef log and the cheeses out. I just thought that looked okay to kind of keep up with the autumn season look here on my dining table. And I think that area right there is a good picture. In front, yeah. I just have this little dish that my sister had given me. I'm leaving out my Fitz and Floyd tea set and salt and pepper shakers and vase. And then I also have the Fitz and Floyd matching bowls. This one has a candle in it, and I'm just going to leave those out since I like the blue and orange theme this year. And then I picked up a couple of towels, tea towels, from Hobby Lobby the other day. I showed those on my video, these two that are on each end. And then my sister gave me this one last year. And then on my stovetop, my sister had gotten me a Staub pumpkin stew pot. So I just leave it out all the time. It never goes up. And then my mother gave me this teapot, and it actually has some matching pieces to it that I keep up here. It was called Villa Grande, and There are mixing bowls and a lasagna pan and a covered stock pot up there that matches this particular design. And I get them out every once in a while and use them because for autumn especially, since it has the autumn leaves and the grapes and everything on it, it looks great for the autumn season. And then there's that touch of blue that I was wanting to keep. And then I found this last year at the dollar store, homemade pumpkin pie recipe on a little paddle. And then I picked up this little pumpkin at one of the estate sales. So I just left it in here beside the fruit themed stuff that I have. And then here's my little scent warmer, little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. I think it's really cute, and I've got it on today. It's got some stuff and it smells so good. What am I burning today? It is vanilla cinnamon, and it smells fantastic. Yeah. And then this thing I change out for every season. It's got Christmas and Valentine's and Easter. So here's the autumn one. It has a little witch. It has a ghost. Ghost is kind of cute. It has a black cat. But I just prefer to have the jack-o'-lantern showing. So it has some potpourri in the bottom of the jar. So that's out also all year long. And then over here when we make coffee, I keep out a pumpkin mug just to keep with the theme. Nothing up here on my window box, nothing there. Let's see. And over here in this area, my sister gave me these velvet pumpkins a few years ago, and I actually made some and tried to sell them. It was not popular. Not the ones I made anyway. So, yeah, that is in a video of all of my craft shows. I'm trying to sell my velvet pumpkins, but these were actually purchased at a store in the city, and they are beautiful. I love the colors. They're really pretty. Those colors actually match the lights that are on the mantle. Nothing over here where my teacups are, but I do have a jar with some leaves on it. And I just put some orange lights in there just to kind of decorate this area, make it look kind of autumn-ish. And then, of course, my plants are always out. And let's see, the only thing I can think of that I have not shown yet is, this is just super simple. I found this wooden white pumpkin last year, and I just thought it was pretty. So it is just over here with my collection of teapots. So that is my decorating for this year. Not fancy at all. I really wanted to kind of pare down what I was doing and get rid of some things. So let me show you what I forgot these. These are velvet covered, but they're not like the other pumpkins. You can feel that they're styrofoam on the inside, but I keep those here where I sit by the TV. To watch TV, I mean. And so those just sit there with the TV controllers. So I think that's all in the living room. So let me show you what I'm getting rid of. And I'm going to let Suzanne look at this stuff when she comes home Friday and Saturday and see if she wants any of it. Ooh, dark. Sorry. It is really dark. So these are the things that I'm going to say goodbye to, I think, unless I change my mind. Who knows? I may change my mind. I'm not crazy about this pumpkin because it's flat. It is velvet, but it's just kind of silly looking because it's so flat. It doesn't really even look like a pumpkin to me. And I'm going to get rid of this little wooden thing. I've had it for a long time. I like what it says. It's great, but I don't know. I'm just kind of over it. And then this was a pumpkin that I picked up many years ago, just cloth, and it was separated with green string. It's cute, but I think I'm through with it. And then I'm not crazy about this tea towel. I'm sorry, sister. She gave this to me, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't like the fact that the witch is sitting in the pumpkin with this in it. Drinking is not my thing. I am not a drinker of alcohol, at all, so that's just not too funny to me. You know, and if you are, to each his own, but it's just not a part of my life. And then Scarecrow, this one's been with me for years and years and years. I'm going to say goodbye to it. This witch has been with me since Suzanne was a baby. And she may be sentimental about that. She might want to take that home. And she is kind of cute. She's cute. And then I got this last year to cover up some stuff at a craft show. And I don't like it at all. It's just, I don't like the gnome kind of stuff. These I had picked up at the dollar store, and I don't know, I'm just not in love with them anymore. I could probably put them somewhere, but like I said, I'm trying to pare down and not have so much just kind of cheap looking stuff anymore. I kind of want to get rid of those things. And then these faux flowers that came in this set of jars. I thought Suzanne might like that. I don't know. It is, and they're kind of cute, you know. But again, I'm just paring down. I just want to get rid of some things. So these have been with me for a long time. And then, unfortunately, I'm kind of sad to do this. The town that we used to live in had a craft mall for, I think it didn't even last a year. And someone had made this little scarecrow. And he is cute. I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm kind of ready to say goodbye to him. Because I've just had him forever and ever and ever. If you think I shouldn't get rid of some of these things, let me know. If you think I'm crazy. And by getting rid of them, I'm saying I'm either going to give them away or take them to Goodwill or, you know, maybe even put them on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. Just say, hey, here's a bunch of autumn decorations. If you want them, come get them. I don't even want to sell them. It's not that big a deal to me. But, yeah, I may regret this Mr. Scarecrow because, I don't know. He just has a kind of a place in my heart because of where we used to live. Probably kind of crazy, but anyway. That is my thoughts for today, and I'm just going to keep them in here in the guest room on the bed, and Suzanne can look at them when she comes home. All right, so lights off. Let's go back in here, and what am I going to be up to today? Well, this is my free day to work on jewelry, and I think I showed pictures of my newest jewelry. Ooh, that light is really bad. So I'm going to come back in here, and I think I showed you photos of my newest jewelry, but there's one that I want to let you see up close, a little bit closer, because I kind of like it. I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. It took me forever to do this necklace. I don't know exactly why this took me so long, but it did. Anyway, it's got some really good things in it. Besides the semi-precious gemstones, which I always use. These are all semi-precious. And this is what took the most time. I made an oval where I put the ring through those ovals, and I had to think about how to do that. And then I did the charms hanging from, this is actually a ring. And the ring has little crystals in it. I don't know if that shows up very good or not. So, hanging from the crystal ring are, like I said, little charms that I made, except for that one. I didn't make it, I just bought it. And then these are all Swarovski crystals that I put in warm colors and cool colors. I have one side and another. Now, going up the necklace, I did not separate warm colors and cool colors. Well, actually I did between the pearls, but not in the actual necklace. And I really should have given that more thought and just went full force. Warm side, cool side with colors, but I didn't. So anyway, it's got lapis, sodalite, coral, rose quartz. That is a amethyst. This is amazonite, more rose quartz, citrine, and then These are freshwater pearls. And then between each freshwater pearl, I have a Swarovski crystal in between them, like the ones that I put here on the loop. And then on the other side, I have amethyst and rose quartz, amber. These things I don't know. I don't know what they are. They were yellow, so I used them. There's a piece of coral here. There's citrine here. This is more amethyst and more green aventurine, and then of course more of the seed pearls, and then I finished it with a piece of turquoise here. And then I added my Made with Love symbol, and this one I'm going to ask a little bit more for because it took me so much time and because it has pearls and the semi-precious gemstones. So I've got to think about how I want to price this because of the time that it took me to do. So today I'm going to go back to working on more jewelry. I've already shown the bracelet, I believe. This one's already been in some videos with the seed pearl, I mean not seed pearls, but freshwater pearls and amethyst. This one also has a circle ring around it, and I can't remember what green aventurine, opalite. I can't remember what these blue ones are called. Maybe it's an agate of some kind. And then I always use an amethyst piece there. Anyway, these are the newest jewelry pieces that I'm still working on. I need to get price tags on them, and I need to get them on Facebook. So again, I will link my Facebook page called Personalities, where you can actually see all the jewelry that I have for sale. And this is the place where I work. I have moved in here. I used to work in the dining room, and it drove me nuts. Absolutely drove me nuts to be on the dining room table. So I just have a card table that belonged to my mother, and I have come in here to the music room, and this is where I do my thing. And it I could shut both of these doors and shut it off if I wanted to hide. But for right now, it doesn't bother me to pass by and see everything kind of organized on here on the table, and then on the sewing table that came from John's mother, Suzanne's grandma, my mother-in-law. And then on this tray, I have a lot of estate jewelry that I need to price. So that's what I'm going to be doing today so that I can get ready for my craft show in October. So anyway, that's what I am going to be up to today. And forgive the fact that I'm not wearing lipstick. I am nursing a blister on my upper lip up here. And I had one last week on my lower lip. And I'm using an ointment that I got at the drugstore to kind of help with that. They used to call them fever blisters, but mine haven't developed the way fever blisters used to look. They're just kind of a blister on my, and I don't know where they came from. I don't know why. I read about it. It said stress. I haven't really been stressed. The sun. Well, I did walk when it was hot last week in the sun some, and working out in the yard. I don't know what else it could be. And I used to get fever blisters when I was young and through junior high and high school. And then after I had Suzanne, I never had another fever blister again until recently. And I don't know what this is all about. Sorry, my clock is going off. It's 1 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm nursing this thing, so no lipstick for a few days until this heals, and it's just irritating me to pieces. So let's go out and feed Oreo, and then I'm going to get busy. The thing that I forgot to show was all of my Bath and Body plug-ins for their scent series. This one I bought a couple of years ago, and when it's lit up, it actually projects Happy Halloween onto the wall. So I have it here in my utilities so that I get to see it all the time. So let me go feed Oreo and then we'll go see my other plant. There she is. She was waiting for me. I don't know how she always knows when I'm coming outside. But I usually come out around 1 o'clock and give her some special treats, a little different from what she's normally used to getting. Hello, Miss Oreo. How are you? How are you doing? Are you doing good? And it's supposed to be a beautiful day today. Sun is out. It's warming up. I think we're supposed to get to, is it 80 something today? Anyway, at 1 o'clock, this is what it looks like outside in my garden area. And I took out my Asiatic lilies, daylilies. They were just done. So I pulled those up. They're still in the ground. They will come up again next year, but I'm just not really happy with those. And I'm still waiting for my zinnias to bloom. My sister-in-law thinks they're going to bloom pretty soon. In fact, I see a little blossom right there. So that's going to be exciting when they bloom. Hello, Miss Oreo. What are you doing? So anyway, yeah, that will be exciting if they bloom before it gets too cold for them to be around. Oh goodness, it is sunny and hot, Oreo. I do think my owl has been doing its job. We haven't had as many birds up on the patio. That's been nice. And I do have 2 hummingbirds that come and visit in the evening. And maybe this evening if I come out, I'll try to get some pictures of the hummingbirds. My hibiscus are doing well. I have 2 blooms today. I absolutely have fallen in love with the hibiscus. These are a little bit smaller. They're not as big as the ones that have been here normally. And many more blooms to come. They are just gorgeous. I have really enjoyed those. So I trimmed and took out a branch of this tree and opened up this space, and I like it much better. It looks a lot better. And I don't think that I'm gonna have to come out and work in the yard this week because my husband did the trimming. And so he did that on, was it Saturday? Yeah. And I said, did you edge? And he said, yep, I did. So I don't guess I'm gonna have to come out and edge. She is really talking to me over here. So anyway, that's kind of nice. What are you up to, Miss Oreo? What are you doing, huh? Are you ready for me to sit in my chair? That's where I usually sit, isn't it? That's where I sit and talk to you in the evenings and read my books and look at my magazines and stuff. I know. You are so sweet. Were you hungry? You didn't eat much of your food. Anyway, yeah. I just like to come out every once in a while and just look at everything and see how everything's doing. I did water my plants this morning before I went for my walk. So everything is fixed up and done. I'm enjoying all my birdhouses, all my little treasures that I have sitting around. It makes it kind of neat to come out and enjoy the outdoors. Sort of looks like a home outside. Oreo, I'm getting ready to go in. Do you want any more food? Are you gonna eat any more? Huh? Are you gonna eat any more, my sweet? You're so sweet. Yes, you are. I will not have to cook. We're gonna have leftover chili. It's gonna be Monday Night Football, but hello, darling, hello. But I don't have any idea who's playing, so I don't know what it's gonna be. Hi, my sweetie. She gets up on my lap and wants to be scratched. She loves her neck scratching. And she really doesn't hurt me or anything. She just likes to get up here and let me know that she's here. Yes, I know. You love all this scratching, don't you? You just love it. I think I would like it too, to have my neck rubbed and all of that. So, I have leftover chili. That'll be nice. I don't have to cook anything. Woohoo! And then maybe Friday when Suzanne comes home, I may cook out again. I think I've cooked out more this year than I ever have. but my husband just loves cooked out sausage. I've told you I don't touch it. I don't like any pork of any kind except bacon. I will eat bacon. But he loves sausage, so we may do sausage and hamburger and maybe some hot dogs on the grill, and I may make a pot of beans. He likes beans as well, so that may be coming up on Friday. Thursday, I'm going to go to my sister's again and work with her at her house. This week, I may try to bring you along just for a little bit and show you her home. I've never shown it before. I don't think she would care. She lives out in the country. She has all of my former little cats that belong to Oreo, and they're all real happy out there. And she lives in a beautiful part of the Panhandle. So maybe I can bring you along and show you where she lives. So anyway, yeah, those are plans. Tomorrow, I'm just going to work on jewelry. Wednesday, I'm going with my husband to see about his cataract surgery that he's going to have soon. Thursday to my sister's, Friday Suzanne, and then Saturday we have a nail and hair appointment. So that's going to pretty well take up the entire Saturday, which that's okay. Look, I need it. I mean, this is bad. I told Suzanne, I feel like I look like Hagrid from Harry Potter. I really do. I feel like Hagrid. Okay, let's go get busy. I've got to get busy. I did decorate in my bedroom. I do have a pumpkin pillow on my bed. This has been with me quite a while too. I don't even know where it came from. But anyway, it has a plaid back. And again, I'm pairing it with this blue color. I just love the blue and orange together. I guess because they're complementary colors. And I don't know, they just kind of look good together. All right, here is my plug-in in my bedroom. Nothing super special. It's just it just looks like this. It's a pumpkin in a lantern, I guess, kind of effect. And I have leaves. Leaves is my favorite scent from Bath & Body of all times. So that's what's in my bedroom. Suzanne's room, I have the floral pumpkin. I think it's really pretty. It's one of their new ones. And it's over here behind the chair in the corner. And then in the guest room, oh, I forgot about this too. I have these two things in Suzanne's room. I loved this pumpkin. I thought it was so pretty. And my little bear, I change his sweater every season. So, sorry, I do decorate a little bit in other rooms. And then in the guest room, let's see what I've got in here. It is leaves, autumn leaves. So those are my plug-ins for autumn.